A lot of you guys need to dumb down your fucking bodybuilding. I promise you it is going to yield you more results than what you are doing right now. Why do I say that? A lot of you guys, including myself sometimes, are too smart for our own good. I mean, you should see my messages with my coach. I'll send him like 3 paragraphs about why I think something's wrong, and he'll fucking shoot me like a 2-sentence answer basically saying, hey, you overlooked the simplest part, and that's why you look fucked up right now. This is so fucking common. How do I know you guys struggle with this? Well, if you follow my YouTube, you're probably here from Instagram. And I see the comments, not comments, I see the questions you guys send me on my question polls. I see the, fucking things people DM me. And a lot of you guys are very intelligent. I mean, that's kind of what I'd expect from, people who, want to build a good physique for the hell of it, who aren't competitors. I'd expect you guys to be relatively intelligent, high performing in your lives. It's the character trait that brought you to it in the first place. You want more. You simply want more. But here is a very uncomfortable truth that not a lot of people probably want to hear. A lot of the stuff you guys are focusing on, like the obscure compounds, the funky, cycle combinations, all this like hyperfixation on one little aspect, that's the extra 5% of progress. And you guys are hyper focusing on that. 5%. The shit, and this isn't a diss. I watch these guys too. Like the shit a lot of you guys are learning from Todd Lee and Vigorous Steve. Great information. That's the 5% that helps good bodybuilders get better. A lot of you guys aren't there yet, where you need to be focusing on that in the slightest. Here's the truth bomb. It takes, and this is a generalization, but it takes about 3 things to build a good enhanced physique. What are those 3 things? Well, all right. First off, let's talk drugs. Taking the right PEDs that agree with your body in the right doses for the right amount of time. Pretty simple. Diet. You are eating the right amount of food for the goal you have. You're eating the right foods, and you're eating them at the right frequency. Okay, pretty simple. All right, training. Let's talk about it. Pretty simple. You are doing essentially the maximum amount of volume/intensity that you can recover from at the proper frequency. And you're pushing yourself, progressively overloading to the best of your ability every time you're in the gym. Very simple stuff, right, guys? I mean, these are basic concepts. This isn't a hot take. This is nothing new. This is the shit that you don't hear a lot about in fitness content. All right. If you are not progressing at a rate that you find acceptable, that you find, you had in your head when you hopped on steroids, aside from the outliers with weird health conditions and guys with just the worst genetics in the world, if you are not progressing at the rate you want, it's because you're not doing one of those things right. It is that fucking simple. You guys think I'm like just dumbing it down so much. I am. That's what you need. Unless you've already gotten the 95% of progress that you can get from those things fucking nailed down to a T, same shit every day, then if you're not progressing, it's because of that. You don't need to worry about the other 5%. Like, it's that simple. Like, it's not your fucking glucocorticoid receptor. It's the fact that you are not doing the things that it takes to be a bodybuilder. You guys are, for the most part, if you're watching this, lifestyle bodybuilders. I made a whole video about this the other week. What's a lifestyle bodybuilder? Someone who wants to get jacked as fuck, like probably bodybuilder size, without the need to go on stage and, do like a full prep and, pay all the money it costs to fucking compete. And the key word to that is lifestyle. I made a whole fucking rant about this. If you are not progressing, it is because you are not living the lifestyle part of lifestyle bodybuilder. Doesn't matter how much fucking YouTube you consume. It doesn't make you a better bodybuilder unless you apply it. And this is what I harp on you guys about. Like, because I do not claim to be an expert. I'm not some fucking high-level bodybuilder. I'm not a scientist. I have 0 qualifications. What do I have? Practical application. It took me years to fucking figure this out. Practical application is what fucking matters. If you cannot take the information you've learned from credible sources and apply it to your own physique consistently, that information is fucking irrelevant. You might as well be just fucking, reading it and then shitting it out your other ear, And guys, I'm not saying this to, make you feel bad or anything. I'm saying it because I lived it. I was the guy who, for 3 months, I would get obsessed with Mike Menser. And I'm like, oh, Mike Menser's way is the only way. And then I get bored of that. And I'd be like, oh, wow. I watched some Sam Sulek. I need to train like Sam Sulek and eat like Sam Sulek. And then I'd fucking watch a Todd Lee video. I'm like, oh, well, Todd Lee says this is the only way to run cycles, And there is a grain of truth and something you can take from every good bodybuilder or smart bodybuilder out there. 100%. But you got to take it, learn it, and apply it. And that's where I think a lot of you guys are simply not seeing results. I mean, I've had so many fucking clients come to me that are extremely intelligent guys. They're in fucking high-performing jobs. They're not fucking lazy pieces of shit. That's not why they're not making progress. I don't take on lazy pieces of shit. The few I did when I started my coaching business, I fucking regretted because they fell off, and I haven't heard from some of them since. Anyways, that's a whole different story. But anyways, the guys that I'm taking on, and the guys that come to me for help, they're not idiots. They're not lazy. They're smart, high-performing individuals. What their problem is they watched a lot of fucking YouTube, a lot of Instagram reels. And here's the thing. Everyone tells you something different. One guy is going to tell you low test with high master on is the only way to go. And one guy is going to tell you, no, you need to take fucking, 500 tests and that's all you're allowed to take. And then you'll have, I've even seen a guy that advocates for oral only cycles and swears the science backs it up. I'm sure there's a grain of fucking truth to everyone's method. Here's the thing. You're not that person. You're not that person. And that fucking obscure method is probably not the solution to why you are not making progress at a rate that you find acceptable. It's once again, it's a hard pill to swallow. Training, diet, and PED use are basic. There's no one size fits all, but there's a blueprint that everyone can follow that I laid out. If you're not making progress, you're not following that fucking blueprint. It's that simple. There's a really good fucking Branch Warren interview where he's talking about steroids and people wanting the magic solution from something new. And he basically said, I'm probably butchering this, but he's like, guys, no new steroids have been invented since the fucking 90s. There's not some magic pill you haven't discovered yet. Bodybuilders have been doing the same shit for fucking decades. Minor tweaks here and there, we learn more, we grow, we apply that. But, I mean, have physiques gotten drastically better since the 90s? Has there been some new magic pill? No, I'd say the most revolutionary thing to come out in the past 2 decades is Retta. And that just helps you get lean. It's not making guys fucking blow up with 30 pounds of muscle. Anyways, guys, you need to be a little dumber. That's the whole point of this video. You need to stop overthinking things, do the basics that have worked for fucking decades and built the best physiques of all time, and essentially follow that blueprint. Adapt it to yourself, but follow the blueprint. That's going to get you 95% of the way there. Once you're there, once you're elite, sure, if you want to fucking run these like crazy obscure protocols and like try all these new things, do it. Build the foundation first.